Hi everybody, greetings from Taiwan. Actually, I'm doing great. The only problem is that my sleep is way off. So it's actually 2:48 a.m. in Taiwan, and I'm still kind of up and at 'em and have to get up at 6:30. So it'll be interesting to see how it works for tomorrow. But having a wonderful time. Student teachers are doing great, and they're just having a great experience. So it's been really good, but the calendar is really full. That and then trying to get Iowa State stuff done on campus too. So I've had several contact me about the digital storytelling project, and so I really feel like I would rather just kind of talk it out and clarify it. We did talk about this a couple weeks ago, but probably in your notes and things it just kind of didn't get written down. So now you're to the assignment, and you can't quite remember how we thought about it. So I would rather clarify it now and make sure you do it right, or is there a right way? I'm not saying there's a total right way, but of what I had in mind. Okay, so what I pulled up here is the digital storytelling project as it's described in the syllabus. And I think you're fine with the storyboard and the script, it seems like. I mean, I think all of you kind of get that, and you're getting through that okay. And you get the digital story and uploaded to YouTube and so forth. If you upload it to your YouTube channel, if you want to make it private, that's fine. But just make sure then that I get access to it, or you give access to those that have the link, okay, so that I can at least go in and see it. But the problem, or the one that's a little bit nondescript, is the description and what's expected there. When I talked about this, I think I put it in the context of all of you are doing a very personal story, probably, or whether it's that personal or not, but it's something that probably is a little bit, as I said, more replica. It's a replica of true digital storytelling rather than just a learning story or something like that. So my thought is, and that was the assignment, but my thought is for the description that what you do for your digital story may not work for the idea that you have for the classroom, okay? If you did a personal story of a friend's journey with cancer or something like that, that may be really hard to wrap a lesson plan around it. And that's not what it is. The digital story was given to you to give you an opportunity to kind of experience what it is like telling your story, okay? What I want for the description is I want an idea that you have for digital storytelling, for the grade level, etc., that you want to teach, okay? And so that's where you just spin off of an idea of how you would have kids do digital stories in your classroom. Kate was with us last week. You could have your students do personal narratives or something like that. Now I don't want 20 personal narrative ideas, but it's not like you couldn't use this example to build off of something that you want to do with the kids, but I don't think that's not required. So this description can be completely separate, different idea, totally different from what you did for your digital story. And then, or it can work too. Some of you'll make it work, but what I'm thinking is what you're going to do in first grade or kindergarten or high school English can be totally different, okay? So for this description, I just want you to describe it. Give it a title. Tell me what grade level it is, and then in the project description, take maybe a half a page to tell me what you would do in your classroom to integrate digital storytelling in it and what the kids would do as a result, okay? So you're just kind of giving me a kind of a rich description of how you would incorporate digital storytelling into the classroom. I just want to make sure that you can take your experience and then do it in the classroom. You have the skills. Now, what are your ideas for digital storytelling? Okay. And then the learning outcomes, those can just be stated. Those are just more, they're not really objectives like your lesson plan. What this would be is more like, what do you want your students to learn as a result? Okay, what are the outcomes of this going to be? So it's a little bit different than what I would ever require in a lesson plan. So just, what do you expect them to learn? So that would probably be about the content of literacy. Okay, and then the technology skills, what would the students be able to do as a result of doing this? Then just assessment strategies, like in your description, then you're having them do something. You don't have to create the rubric, you don't have to create the checklist or the observation instrument or the whatever. Okay, I just want you to describe how as a result of what those outcomes are, how are you going to assess that? It could be a rubric. If it's a rubric, tell me what would your categories be on the rubric. Okay, give me a little bit of description there. And then tools and resources. You guys, I don't want you to leave this blank. Okay, what websites can you find that would I think be more connected to your topic of your idea rather than your own digital story? Okay, this pertains to that. What is this brief lesson like idea that I have for the classroom? So if you're going to do something that has to do with them telling fantasy stories or something, what websites could you find that would be websites that you would use with kids to help them access information about this topic or something? So tools like kind of think about you know, other like apps that you might use. Or here I'm really thinking about the technology tools and resources, but it can be books. Okay, I'd love it to be books, in fact. So if you're situating your idea for the classroom in a series of literature circle books, maybe then you can you know, list those books. Okay, so don't be brief on those tools and resources. Okay, don't neglect them. It can't be just blank. Okay, you have to think about that in terms of how you're going to pull things together, even if you had anything that gave you the idea or whatever. So excuse me, hopefully this helps you a little bit. I'm sorry that I left you kind of a little bit vague, but I do know that we did talk about this, and I'm sure this will kind of bring back kind of what we talked about too. So if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate now to contact me. I'll be happy. But I just thought it was hard for me to express in an email kinds of the depth of questions that I was having. So I appreciate you reaching out and asking. And with that, I hope you guys really have a good break. And I'll look forward to seeing you all after break and finishing up the class. We won't have very much left. So thanks for all your hard work, and I hope this helps. Okay, we'll see you soon.